All right, there we go. I think we're moving along here into, yeah. Oh, right on. Okay. There we go. I think we're good. Okay. All right. I'll park my YouTube over there just in case. And there. Okay. I'm back. I'm in the game again. All right. So one of the first things I did today actually was I got some A major scale patterns written out to drop on the website. So what I wanted to do was run through them with you, the two different octaves, and then we can play them together. So the first one you'll see is a lot like playing your second position D major scale on your ukulele. So it's the second fret on the third string. Okay, I've got my guitar up kind of in an awkward position so you can see both hands. So like I say, third string, fret 2. And then we can take it open, or if you want, on the fourth fret of your third string. I think I've got it written as, let me just double check. I think I've got it written as the open string. Yeah, I do have it written as the open string. I think it was mostly to go along with the melody. Okay, so we'll just stay with the open. So third string, fret 2, second string open, and then second fret on that string, third fret on that second string, first string open, second fret, and then fourth fret, and then fifth fret. Now I can hold down my fingers after I've played so that they're ready to release and play that scale in a descending fashion. If it's a trick to hold on to those strings or those frets, then don't worry about it. You know, lift them if you need to. Okay, just like that, and that's okay too. And then third fret, second string, as we're descending here. Second fret, second string, open, and then second fret on the third string. The whole thing you can get out of this is to practice keeping that finger down after you've played it. With this, you'll see that my thumb is really kind of opposite my middle and ring finger for that positioning. Because if I had it opposite my index finger, I would really have a hard time with my hand positioning. For my hand size, it would really be a struggle. So depending on the size of your hand and your instrument, you may want to consider your thumb placement. Also, I've got railroad tracks on the neck of this guitar, right? So I tend to sit my thumb right on the railroad tracks for that position. All right, so we've got that one, and then the other, that's a 1 octave A major scale. The other 1 octave A major scale that I wrote out is the bottom one here. And then I combine the two of them, but sometimes it can be hard to look at it all at once. All right, so you've got your fifth string open, second fret on that fifth string, and then you've got your fourth fret. Third string is going to be the same thing, open, 2 and 4. But we're going to run into a problem if we use our index finger here, because we've got to stretch back for our first fret on the third string, and then second fret on that third string. So in this one, you may, like you've got a few options. You could use 2 and 4 here, and then shift back to get that first fret, or you may want to use your middle finger and your baby finger so that you're positioned and ready. Choice is yours. But let's play through that one again, and you figure out the fingering that feels comfortable for you. Okay, so fifth string open. Okay, and now that second fret on that fifth string. Fourth fret. Okay, Now 4th string open, 2nd fret, 4th fret on that string, 3rd string, fret 1, and then fret 2. Okay, let's go back down to that 1st fret now. And then as I'm playing that, see how I'm reaching towards that 4th fret on the 4th string? 2nd fret. Okay, and now open. As I play that open, see how I'm reaching towards the 4th fret on that 5th string? 2nd fret. And open. So the whole thing there is to use these scales as tools for practicing your technique, as well as getting to know the tonality of these scales. Let me share the screen so that you can see what I'm looking at here. Okay, so we played the first scale here. I've got it written down in tab and standard notation, so you can look at either one. Okay, and then we've got the lower octave. And then our little friend, the combined 2-octave A major scale here at the bottom. And I did the A major scale because the Silent Night that we're doing is in that same key, in the key of A. Okay. So what I would like you to do with it for this week is just run through those scales, get comfortable with them, make notes about fingering that works for you. Okay, in particular, like I talked about with this lower octave, because sometimes people have it's a challenge to use your middle finger and your ring finger in preparation for playing with that 1st fret. So just be aware of what you need to do to make smooth changes there. Hey? Okay. And I'll put that up on my website right after this is done. Okay, so we got that. Now let me just take a peek. We're good there. Okay, so let me haul up like a fish out of the sea. Get the last Silent Night. So Silent Night level 3 is where we were. And Julie, you were saying you could hear a lot of like harmony and filling that you wanted to do in there, right? I really encourage you to do that. That would be so cool. Techniques that we're looking at in this one, we've got the double stops, right, with our 2-note chords. Pull off at the bottom there, bottom line, and also a little glissando up to the 9th fret, and a vibrato. So just as a reminder, when I'm doing the vibrato, I've got my thumb kind of low actually on my neck, and opposite my middle finger. My middle finger is the one I'm using for that. I'm giving it a little wiggle. All right. So what I'm going to do is, I think I'll share the screen right away with that Silent Night, and I think that's about as big as I can make it to have everything on the screen. So I'll take it back down to 125. There we go. Okay. So we've got our A chord first. Oh. Is level 3 on my website? Did I? Oh my gosh! Hang on now. I had the furthest I've given you is level 2? Oh, Julie, just wait till you see what I've been cooking up. Oh my gosh. Okay, I thought that I had okay. Well, then let's back it off down to level 2. And won't you be surprised with all the work I've been doing? Oh my gosh. Right. I guess I did up level 3 in preparation for this week, and then I went nuts and did a level 3.5. All right. Well, won't you be surprised with everything we do? Okay. So just a single note melody. Well, you'll like the double stops that are coming next then. All the harmony. Okay. Let's play through this version then, and then we'll get going with the next ones. 1, 2, and 3. And 2, and 3, and 2, 3. 2, 3 up to your 7th fret. 2, 3, 2, 3, 5th fret. 2, 3, 2, 3, 3rd line. 5, 4, 2, and repeat it. Ready, go. 2, 3, 5, 4, 2, oh, 2, oh, 2, 3, 7th fret. 5 and open. 2, 3, 9, 5, oh, 2, oh, 3, oh, and 2. Nice. I did a pull off there because that's coming up with the level 3. Wow. So pretty simple, straightforward at this point, right? And there is that A major scale just sitting there, right? That chunk of the scale. It's handy to practice that A major, at least the higher octave, the one that uses strings 3 through 1 for this. All right, so now I better grab that Silent Night level. Oh, you don't want 3.5 yet. We got to get the little bits of the harmony in here. All right, so I think some of it, hang on here. Here we go, flip it over to the new one. Some of what I did here was what we talked about last week, I think, with the, for instance, at the bottom here that I've highlighted, where I've put a little arrow next to the 9 for that glissando. I'll play through it and just talk about everything that I've got in this one. So double stops, we've harmonized it now, so we've got some 2-note chords. The trick with that is to make sure that both of these notes up at the top here, whoops, the 2 and the open, that they ring out equally. That can be a bit of a challenge. 2, 3. Next line, so it's just 7 and open. So just a little bit of harmony. 2, 3, and then that big stretch with 5 and 2. 2, 3, oh, 2, 3, and then line 3. Then you repeat it. The next line, we've got 7 with the 2nd string open added. Back to the 5, 2, 3, and then we keep our finger pressed down on that fret and just shift up to that 9th fret in a glissando, a nice little slidey bit there. Okay, and then down here we've got the pull off. 5 to 2, so we just play the 5 and wind up using our fretting hand to essentially pick that 1st string, 2nd fret, 2 and 1 played open there under the E, 3, oh, so things that we've added in here. Did we talk about this copy last week and then I was going to put it up on the website and I didn't? Yeah. Oh, so bad. I'm so bad. Okay, well, that's okay. We got it going on now. All right, so I'll play through this a couple of times to make sure that everyone that may have been wanting to play this and didn't have a copy of it can play it. But the technical things, making sure that these 2-note chords ring out. I realize there's 3 notes I'm highlighting there, but I'm really focusing on the fingers, right? Like making sure those ring out equally. And then this glissando, the big thing to remember is that you just, like, you don't worry about adding in an extra note to slide. It's just, you play your 5th fret and your 5th string open, and whatever note's left, you just keep that pressure down. 5, keep the pressure down on the fret, slide up to your 9th fret and play your 9th fret again. Sometimes people think they've got to add in an extra slide there. It's not needed in this case. And then the pull off at the bottom, you just play that 5th fret and the 5th string together and do a pull off with, I use my middle finger for this one. It's just the way my hand lands. Big thing is to make sure that you pluck that string again with your fretting hand rather than just lifting up your finger and having such a quiet sound. So I feel like because we talked about this one last week and I didn't put the homework up, you may be wanting to work on that particular copy a little bit, but I want to show you what else I did. I'll put this one up on the website right after the lesson. I can't believe I did that. Okay, well, let's play through this maybe one more time with the harmony in there, and then I'll show you the next one. So it's not a lot we've added, really, when you look at it. We've added in the 2nd fret of the 2nd string, 3rd fret on that 2nd string under the D chord, and the 2nd string open, which is just a nice way to add in a little bit. 1, 2, and go. 3, next line. 4 and open, 2, 3, 5 and 2. That's a big stretch, right? That's good, you got it, yeah. And then the opens, 2, 3, 3rd line there, under the D. To repeat. Next line, position change. 10, 7, 4, 5 and open. 2, 3, shift up to 9. Pull off there. Oh, we ended together. So awesome. How's the pull off feeling? Yeah, cool. It's nice to have those sorts of extra options added in. All right. The buffet is arriving for different options to add into this song. Okay, now I gotta look past my light there. Okay, here we go. Let me show you what I did today. I haven't played around too much with the bass notes yet and adding in counter melodies. I'm not sure how far I'll go with that in here. I just don't know. But what I've done now is, because of what's coming up in bar 2, you're going to want to change your fingering a little bit, potentially. I'm using my middle finger now on that 2nd fret of string 2, And I have my index finger on fret 2 of string 3, and I sit there prepared. Yeah. And then I hit my 6th string and 5th string. Boom, boom. Okay. And then I'm going on the next line. I've just added a bit more harmony in there. And I'm using fingers 1 and 2 because of the chord I wrote up next. So it's 707. So now we're doing 3-note chords a lot more. And this 4-5-4, although it looks kind of daunting at first to read some of these, just notice that it looks a lot like a D chord on guitar or ukulele G chord. It's just a movable chord chain. Okay, so that's why I use fingers 1 and 2 up here. It's because I'm going like that, and I just shift them down to my 4th fret. Yeah, try that a couple times. Just get used to that because it's a lot of, yeah, right on. Good. And then you hit your 6th string open a couple times. And then I'm off to my A. Now I didn't change this part here. I was going to add in extra notes, but I know it's kind of stretchy there. And a 2-note chord there in the next bar. Then I got all busy on line 3. I'll tell you the secret of that thing there. Keep your first finger, I think, yeah, first finger. Keep your first finger down on that chord, right? Like keep it all down, all the way along there. And you'll find that you'll use your first finger and probably your 3rd finger there. First and middle, first and middle. And then what happens, because you used your middle finger on the 3rd fret here, use your middle finger there. Just shift it down. That's your ring finger. Do your middle finger there. Yeah, yeah. And then what happens is it lays the, see how it lays that fingering? Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to play that line again. Index finger goes up to that 5th fret. Ring finger on the 7th fret. Fingers 1 and 2 on the 4 and 5 part. Same thing on the 2 and 3. And now that middle finger shifts down to 2nd fret on string 2. Okay. Now I'm going to go up to the next line, and there's not a lot of changes I made here on the next line. I've kept it pretty straightforward here. I figured the 3rd line was challenging enough. So just 7 and the 2nd string open, and 10 in the 2nd string open. And then look what I did here. I've got a 5 and a 5. And you can still do that little glissando, 2, 3, with a little vibrato-y bit there. The pull-off bar is still the same. And then under that E, I added in a few extra notes, right? Like now I've got my 1st string, 2nd string open, and the 1st fret of the 3rd string. And that gives it just kind of a brighter E chord sound. And I added in an extra 2nd fret with that 4th string there. So in order to have those notes ring out, you're going to have your fingers probably up on their tips a little bit to make that chord shape. Yeah, you got it. An alternative to having fingers up on tips is to bar. Just smush your finger down. Yep. It's kind of handy too. And either way is fine because you've got an open note right there, so you can decide the fingering you want. You can take your time. Yeah, right on. Whatever fingering feels right for you to end it, right? All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop sharing the screen, and I just want you to watch my hands as I play this. Okay. So I start off with middle finger here, so I can play the next bar comfortably. So my middle finger is acting as an anchor between those two parts. I can just shift my index finger up there. Okay, so I'm going to do that part again so you can just watch. So from the end of the first line, I do that. I'm purposely going slow and kind of making it so you can hear the string movement so you can see what I'm doing here. Okay, so that's line 2. So a lot of the new stuff has a finger in common to help guide you. Then you don't have that when you get to the A with the second fret. But you know, I did what I could. Line 3, under that D chord, I line up like this with my index finger on my first string. And I'm going to keep that index finger working on that first string. Okay. And I use my ring finger on fret 7 there. And then I go to my second finger on the 5th fret, which brings me back down to 2 and 3. There we go. It gets me back into that somewhat familiar position now. Middle finger gets shifted up. So I tried to keep a finger in common, or as a guide, as much as I could. And then we change here. And I just wanted to add in a little extra bit there. So that's why I've got that extra 5. I would probably, at this point, when I do that pull off, whatever finger you use there, you may want to land like that. So you can reach back for the first fret under that E with the 3-note chord there. And land like that, or that, or whatever gets you there, So let me share that again. You may want to write in fingering as you go. I didn't write in fingering because I know people have different approaches to this and I want them to feel comfortable trying different things. But for me, it's that middle finger is going to stay on the second string on this line. And then index finger is my guide. Whoops. Index finger is my guide for this line here. So let's try playing through it again. Okay. And I'll try to go not super fast with this. 1, 2, and 3. 1 and 2 and 3. 1, 2, 3. 1 and 2 and 3. 1. Here comes the next line. Index finger is your guide to get up to the 7th fret there. 1, 2, 3. Shift fingers 1 and 2 back to the 4th fret. Ring finger lands on the 5th fret. 2, 3. Now we've got that stretched to 5 and 2 with that A. 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, here comes the 3rd line where you can keep your index finger on that first string for the first 2 bars there. Got strings 2 and 3. There you go. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Now you're going to shift up to fret 5 and get your ring finger on fret 7. 1, 2, and now we're going to shift down to the 4th fret and 5th fret. And now down to 2 and 3. Right on. Drag that middle finger down to the 2nd fret. Awesome. 2 and 3. Nice. Okay, let's repeat that. Shift your middle finger up to the 3rd fret. Good. 2, 3. Now up to 5 and 7. Now you're going to use your good index and middle and down there. Oh, so good. Okay, yeah. Okay, and now we're going to switch to 7th position now. Up on the, we're on line 4 now. There we go. Good. 2, 3. Now 10th fret, and I've got my 2nd string open added in there. Good. Now 5 and 5. 2, 3. Oh, 5. Pull off. And now try to land with that middle finger there. Good. On that 2nd fret, so you can reach back to anticipate that 1st fret. Good. And whatever gets you there for the ending. I use my baby finger on the 3rd fret right here so that I don't have to worry about stretching, because where my hand is just comfortable there, you know, and it's just waiting. My baby finger is just waiting to play there. So I would encourage you to use your baby finger in positions like that where you think, oh, it could be my ring finger. If your baby's just sitting there, use it, you know. So this one, like, I know that I want to throw in some little bass runs in there, but not this week. I think we've got enough with the with these chord changes in here, especially, you know. But the big thing is use your, you know how I'm always going on about like common fingerings, you know, anything you can use as a guide to get you from one position to another is really valuable. And you were holding your middle finger down really well in this first line here and using it as an anchor between the different bars, and that's super awesome. And then here you got the index finger on the 3rd string, right? Fingers 1 and 2, which looks kind of weird at first, but it makes it easier to get to that chord there. Yeah. And as you go, you may find fingerings that you feel are more comfortable for you. So use them. You know, these are just what I do. You know, that's all. But whatever allows you to play the song smoothly, that's what matters. So let's play through it again. Let's get a little more comfy with these chord changes. Oh, but you had a sip of coffee. I need a sip of coffee too. So I'm just going to have my coffee now. It's kind of cold now. I've been working down here for a while. All right, here we go. I'll get rid of my little highlighted spot there. All right. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and next bar. Bass notes. Here comes the next line. And I'm using, yeah, good. 1, 2, 3 down to your 4th fret. And those opens give you a chance to move, right? 2, 3, oh, and 2. Here we go, next line. 1, 2, 3 up to 5 and 7. 4 and 5. 2 and 3. Good. 2 and repeat. Good. 1, 2, 3 up to 5 and 7. 4 and then 2. Good. 2 and 3. 2, 3. Position change. 2, 3 up to 10. 7, 4. Oh, so cool. 5 and 5. 2, 3, 9. 3. Pull off here. And 1st fret. 3, oh. And whatever gets you there. There you go. Ah! It's kind of hard to read it at first, right? With the twos are all mushed up there. There's some lovely endings we can do, just lovely. Watch this. Okay, so there I am at the ending. 2, oh, 5. So I hit the 2 on my 2nd string. 1st string open. 5. If you're comfortable barring on the 5, you can wiggle, do a little vibrato with both strings, and it's like I just roll my finger fat back and forth. If you're comfortable doing that. See, I have to build up to it. Hang on. There it is. I take the whole thing, just a little wiggle, just a little jiggle. Oh, so pretty. So that's, let me just check in on my, oh, hello you guys. There we go. Put a little, Mallory, are you in class right now? My daughter's on. Oh no, she said bye. Oh. Okay, so I want to know, like I'll share the screen again so that you can keep looking at that new copy. But what I'd like to know is that suggested fingering? Is it making sense for your hands? Does it feel okay? Awesome. Use those ideas, the fingering ideas from this version of the song for other songs. Like when you start digging into other fingerstyle songs on the guitar, use those ideas, right? Because that's really the reason why I wrote it out like this, was so you could see that although the 4-5-4 might look a little weird, you can prepare for chords that you may not be comfortable with by taking a look at what's going on in the bar before. That's where usually with my chord fingerings, even if I'm just like strumming regular chords, my fingering might change depending on the chord that comes before and the chord that comes afterwards, just to make it as smooth as possible for me to play. And anytime you can have an anchor, like using that middle finger up here as an anchor on that second fret. But what it takes is taking a look at a song and seeing the common notes too, right? To see where you can do that comfortably. I want to leave it up for you to just play through a little bit. And then what we need to do is take a look at the blues too. So yeah, play through it a little bit more. I'll have a sip of coffee while you check it out. And let me know if there's any spots that need clarifying or whatever. Your changes on that third line look awesome, Julie. Ah, it's so good. Oh yeah, you got it going on. I'm just watching your hands. Okay, I'm gonna play with you now. We're on the 7th, line 4 there. 10, 7, 4. This part here with the 2 5s can be a little bit tricky to keep that glissando sound going, right? Do you want to try that little fancy ending? 2nd string, fret 2, 1st string open, and then 5th fret on the 1st string.
Can you repeat that?
Yep. Fret 2, string 2, and then 1st string open, and then 5 on that 1st string. That's right. Like, that's outlining an A chord is what you're doing there. Julie, you did it! You nailed the chord! Oh yeah, that's awesome! Oh, so much fun.
Is there some way you can include that when you post these new levels up or something? I've tried to write it down, but I don't know if I've got it right or not.
I'll add it on to the level 3.5. What I'll do is at the end here, I'll get rid of that, and I'll just put in the 205 part in there. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Oh my gosh, you nailed that. That's so much fun. And did you do the wiggle too? Did you get the... Sounds so pretty. Yeah, I really like this song. It's fun to explore the different techniques with Silent Night. You know, it's I feel like for the purposes of teaching, you can get a lot out of this song that carries you through so many other songs. It's just really cool. All right, now we got like 10 minutes left, and we're going to do a little review now of the fingerpicking blues. Gotta switch gears now. And I know last time I kind of powered us through it, so I'm like, no, okay, we'll just take a minute. Think about some fingerpicking blues now, because I just don't want to lose this. What I'll do is I'm going to pull up, actually the scales first, I think we'll run through. Sorry, I had to think, Got to get my mind wrapped around this too now. Let's take a look at... Okay. It's hard to switch from Christmas music to finger picking blues, but we're doing it! We're doing it! Ah, Christmas blues. All right, so you see the part that I've highlighted there on the screen, the E blues scale? Let's run through that. I know it's just written as a descending scale, but let's go for that. So that, I'll make it a little bit bigger so it's easier to see. There, okay. So just that E blues scale, off the first string, fret 3, and then open, second string, fret 3, then open, and then third string we've got 3, 2, 0, and then fourth string, second fret. Okay, let's play it again, just get our heads wrapped around it. First string, third fret, then open. Okay, second string, third fret, then open, and then third string, 3, 2, 0, and then 2 on the fourth string. Okay, let's try playing it from the fourth string fret 2. Let's flip it around. Okay, so 2. Then on the third string, 0, 2, 3. Second string, open. Third fret. First string. Third fret. Yeah, okay. If you feel fancy, do a pull off from 3 to open. Right here on your first string. And then do the same thing on your second string. And don't worry if, when you do that, if you hit the first string with your pull off. Hear that? Don't worry about that right now. You'll be able to refine that technique as you get comfortable. What it is the shape of the, like when you pull off, the way that your finger kicks off the string. But that'll come.
Are you using your ring finger on that third fret?
Yeah, I am. 3, 2, 0, and then middle finger on the second fret. Yeah, I am. All right, so we ran through that scale a little bit. My gurgling tummy tells me I'm hungry. Oh my gosh, every Tuesday I'm hungry at this time. I'm not on Monday. What's going on with Tuesday? All right. Let's take it from, actually maybe I can see if I can make this big enough that we can see it all easily. Is that easy enough to see, or is it cutting out too much? That's okay? Okay. So we'll just play it as written right now. Keep in mind with the scale, when you've got the scale run, you've got 3, 0, 3, 0, and then a triplet on that third string. 3, 2, 0, 2. Okay. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Here we go. Under the A7. Next line under the E7. And then our run. 3, 0, 3, 0, 3, 2, 0, 2 under the A7. And then our run. 3, 0, 3, 0, 3, 2, 0, 2 under the E7. And here comes some bass notes. Under the B7. 2, 1, A7. Turn around. Did you nail the slide? Right on. Under the E7. The scale. E7. No slide, just hit the E7 there, fancy E7 at the end. I have a confession for you. Every time I played my scale, because of the fingering I used before, I used my baby finger on my third fret. I only use my baby finger or my ring finger on my third fret when I'm sitting playing the scale. As a warm up. So it's interesting, isn't it? Depending again on what's going on before and after. So with this blues progression, I mean, I went through it kind of slow because we don't have a lot of time to play it right now, and I just want to get our fingers warmed up into it and keep playing it. When you play it at home, play around with the rhythm of the bass notes. I think I've talked to you about that before, and I'm not sure if you're doing that for sure or not, but like these guys here, double them up, play them as eighth notes or triplets, right? So you would get like that line. Have fun with it, you know, play with the rhythm. That's a big thing. And remember to play around like with those spots where you've got that scale running down. Come up with your own ideas, sounds that you like in there, you know, and they can be whatever. You've got the 4 beats to play around with. Write down some ideas. Right, like I've got the ideas here to try. It's just something to play around with, right? Let's see, 303, 033. Just play around with them. That's a big thing. Be free with it, you know. But adding in different rhythms there in the bass notes can really do a lot, you know, in terms of when you play through it, play with one rhythm one time and then a different rhythm the second time. That can be really, really fun. Let's try that. We've got a couple minutes here. So the first time through, I'm going to play it as written. Second time through, I'm going to change these into eighth notes. Probably both ways. And you might hear extra eighth notes in there, like we might do that over here too, or triplets. Play around with it a little bit. Okay, here we go. Right from the beginning there. 1 and 2, and a little bit faster. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. We'll keep it normal here. Scale 303, 032, 02. 303, 032, 02. Here we go. Let's do it again. No slide, just hit that chord. It's fun playing around with those rhythms, you know? Just have a good time with them.
Something else I'd love to learn is how you do that. You know how you pluck them all and they ring at the same time, but then you also do it where it's like a little,
Like that?
yeah, where where it's almost like an arpeggio,
Mm-hmm. The rolled chord.
rolled chord. That's
Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh.
I would love to learn how to do that.
Okay, because that would sound really nice with Silent Night too, or with any song. You like all that sort of stuff, right? Okay, let's put that on the list for next lesson. A little rolled chord lesson. That it's a technique that's kind of a pain at first, and then when you get it, it just feels so nice. Let me just put down my guitar here. Rest, guitar rest. There we go. Okay. Yeah, let's do that next week.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds good. I love this. How you've got these ideas. It's so much fun. Okay, I'm going to stop the live stream now. So for everyone that's joined me, thank you, and I'll see you.